Muhammad had an adopted son named Zayd. It was called Zayd ibn Thabit. Zayd ibn Muhammad, sorry, different Zayd. Muhammad has an adopted son, great practice. But Zayd has a wife. Muhammad, one day, after seeing her rise up, said she rose up in haste and excited the admiration of Muhammad. Zayd finds out that Muhammad was attracted to his wife. Zayd divorces her. Muhammad says don't, because he's worried about what people are going to say. And then Allah reveals that Muhammad is supposed to marry this woman whose divorce was caused by Muhammad in the first place. Zaynab is based on late source. It's based on the Quran. It's right there in chapter 33, verse 37. So you have the story expanded in other sources, but that actual story is chapter 33, verse 37.
Muhammad married the divorced wife of his own adopted son. And you might say, well, kind of weird, but how would that show he's not a prophet? What do you think, Sam?
Well, according to chapter 33, verse 37, and chapter 33, verse 5 of the Quran, 33, 37, 33, verse 5, Muhammad was told by Allah not to be ashamed of the fact that he's going to marry the divorcee of his adopted son, because Muhammad is going to set precedence. His example of marrying his adopted son's divorcee would then give permission, license to other people to do the same in case they had adopted sons who also divorced women. But here's the problem. That was chapter 33, verse 37. Here's the problem. Shortly after that passage was sent down from Allah to condone what Muhammad did, Muhammad abolished adoption altogether. Because according to the tradition, Muhammad had adopted a son named Zayd ibn Muhammad, he was called up to that time, who divorced Zaynab, and Muhammad married Zaynab. Well, when people started making fun of Muhammad, started mocking him, saying, look, he took his son's wife. So guess what Muhammad did in chapter 33, verse 5? Stop calling your adopted sons your sons, because they are not your sons. Let me read the verse. Call them adopted sons by the names of their fathers. That is more just with Allah. But if you know not their fathers' names, call them your brothers in faith, right? Or your freed slaves. There is no sin on you if you make a mistake therein, except in regard to what your hearts deliberately intend. And Allah is ever forgiving and most merciful. And 33:40 was also sent down saying, Muhammad is not the father of any of your men, but he is the messenger of Allah and the seal of the Prophet. So notice what's going on here, David. He marries Zayd's divorced wife Zaynab, who happened to be Muhammad's first cousin, to set precedence for other adoptive fathers, right, to do the same in cases of their adopted children divorce their wives. But then after that, he abolishes adoption in order to save face, because people kept mocking him. Look, you claim to be a prophet and you married your adopted son's wife? How dare you? What prophet would do that? So now how does this set precedence when he abolished adoption shortly after that?
So there you have multiple problems with this,
Yes.
but this does follow a general pattern of Muhammad receiving revelations that have no purpose whatsoever other than justifying some practice that would have been really seriously frowned upon by the people around him. He would have been regarded as doing something horribly inappropriate, marrying the divorced wife of his own adopted son after he caused the divorce, and then justifying it with a verse that makes no sense, because the reason Allah wants him to do it, why? Because you have to understand it's okay to marry the divorced wives of your own adopted sons, but now I'm getting rid of adoption, so this will never apply ever again.
Yeah.
It's just, I mean, it's absolutely silly and ridiculous, and this happens over and over again in the Muslim sources. So this is just, I mean, how obvious could it be that this does not come from God?
Yeah, little mama, you looking good. I see you wanna play with a player from the hood. Come holler at me, you got it like that. Big Snoop Dogg with the lead pussycat. I show you how I go down. Yeah, I wanna throw that. Me and you one-on-one, treat it like a showdown. You look at me and I look at you. I'm reaching for your shirt, what you want me to do?
I'm telling you to loosen up my buttons, baby, but you keep frontin', saying what you gon' do to me, but I ain't seen nothing. I'm telling you to loosen up my buttons, baby, but you keep frontin', saying what you gon' do to me, but I ain't seen nothing. Typical and hardly the type I fall for. I like when the physical, don't leave me asking for more. I'm a sexy mama, just how to get what I wanna. All I do is spring this on ya, all the things that I told ya. what you gon' do to me. But I ain't seen nothing.
Now you can get what you want, but I need what I need. Now let me tell you what's cracking like before I proceed. I'ma show you what
Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alayhi wasallam is the best man in the world.
Telling you to loosen up my buttons, baby, but you keep frontin', saying what you